Super Rugby, Super Point. The Chiefs get it done. Satiti in extra time, golden point, super point, whatever the hell you want to call it. Satiti in the 84th minute gets the win for the Chiefs. So the Hurricanes' winning run has been ended. A big confidence booster for the Chiefs, but geez, it took some work. If anyone ever tells you that Super Rugby is too many tries and they don't make enough tackles and make enough turnovers, you want games in the bloody wind? Well, watch this game. Turnovers for days. More turnovers than tries by a bloody mile. Heaps of tackles. As I said, massive wind. It was crazy, crazy game. Kind of lowish on the try count, but big tackles. As I said, big turnovers. Lineouts were struggling a bit. A lot of big defensive plays, which was great to see a proper arm wrestle between the top two sides in the comp, and it takes golden point to settle it. And the Chiefs are the one who did it in the most unlikely fashion, with D-Mac getting charged down by a droppy, but that putting everyone inside and Satiti being the first guy to react, pounce on it, and go over for a crazy try. It's a weird game. The Canes will be disappointed that they only got one conversion from their 3 tries, because at extra time point, it was 3 tries to 2, the difference being the boot. We'll go through some of the key events and the stats. You guys can let us know your thoughts, but man, it was a crazy way to finish the game. The Canes had all the pressure early, and they converted eventually through Morby. It was relentless. They had not been opting for 3 points. They were playing into the wind in that first half, the Hurricanes, and they justified not going for poles when Morby scored out wide. That one was a tricky conversion to make, and they didn't make it. So none 1 from 3 is not great, but as I said, that first conversion we can kind of forgive with that wind. Chiefs have been conceding a lot of penalties. Canes were good value for their 5-0 lead. There's probably a few too many knock-ons, but they are big defensive plays from there. The lineouts are scrappy with the wind. That's not helping things. There's a lot of turnovers being won. There's no scoring for the next kind of, 10, 15 minutes or so. The Canes held on through a period of Chiefs pressure. Numia was able to win himself a nice penalty at the break to get the Canes out of jail. Eventually, on 28 minutes, the Chiefs opt for a penalty because they can't break down the Canes' defense. It's almost like, I don't want to say waving the white flag, but it's like, kudos to you. We can't get you. We'll take the 3 while we're here. So it's 3 points to 5. It's only a 2-point game. The Hurricanes had a cracking chance before halftime, which they were able to take. Lakai is the guy who started it by stripping a Chiefs ball carrier in the tackle, and Lakai is the guy who finishes it because Almua has a big carry up the advantage line. He was an absolute wrecking ball. The Canes were able to get that go-forward ball, which had been missing because the defenses had been strong. They managed to get over the advantage line. They managed to get a quick ball. And for some reason, Jacobson's just a yard off the pace with the defensive play. Lakai is able to go over from close range with heaps of space. It's 12-3 at halftime. The Chiefs have had more possession, more territory, but they've had fewer run meters. The carry count is the same, 70 carries each, but the Canes have had 30-odd more meters. So it's a tight game, but those are the kind of margins that can see you be 2 tries down. Turnover count one is 8-3 in the Canes' favor. So they have been pilfering the Chiefs' attack and not allowing them to score tries. Limited to just that 3 points. Second half, the Chiefs started pretty well. They went very close, and you felt like they really, really, really need a score because they've converted only the 1 penalty thus far. They are squeezing the life out of the Hurricanes. They finally did get it. Parker's the man who finished it off. It was nice hands from Ratima to Dyer, the big prop, and he'd been under a bit of pressure at scrum time, to Parker, who goes over. So the Chiefs finally get some points in the bag from a try. 10 points to 12 is proper game on. And you feel like the Chiefs are probably building in a bit of confidence because they shut down the Hurricanes maul. Tamoifalau was running out of his own 22 when he had a mark, and he just took it quickly. It was cutting up, but they couldn't really get out of their own half. And it was the Canes who started to squeeze them. They couldn't hang on forever. Eventually, the Canes did get one. After so many guys had gone close, like Roygaard had gone close, Proctor had gone close, but it is that wrecking ball, Almua, who goes over the third on 61 minutes. That's the conversion that Ruben Love probably needed to get. But he just pushed it left. in the scheme of things, it's a big miss because that left at 17 points to 10. So it leaves it at that one-score game, and you risk getting run down. And guess what would happen? The Chiefs had a 5-meter line-out attack on 66 minutes. Warner Durns steals that sucker. So it looks like the Chiefs aren't going to convert on their chances. And just when it looked like they were probably done, like 72 minutes playing with the wind like the way it was, having to go kind of length of the field. I mean, still got time, but it wasn't looking likely. It kind of came out of nowhere. It's Hurricanes' turnover ball. Maybe overplaying their hands a bit given the conditions. Satiti's the first man to pounce. He's got a couple of big plays in the final stanza of this game, doesn't he? He gets it to Carter, who's got the line break. Carter looks to pass, sees it's not quite on, keeps on with the carry, draws in about 3 Hurricanes defenders, finally gets the chicken wing pass out to Sinkinson. And it is try time under the sticks, 72 minutes. We are locked up at 17 points apiece. We are heading to extra time, not before D-Mac had a shot at goal into the wind with 2 minutes to go, 40-odd meters. It didn't have the distance, it didn't have the direction. It was the wrong call. I mean, I guess you figure you back yourself, but nah, just go for touch. Honestly, that was hindsight's 2020, but with those conditions, that was not the right call. We go to extra time. The Canes get to decide which way to play, apparently, because the rules say whoever had more tries, and like I said, it was 3-2, so they get to pick the direction. They picked the wind at their back, so they've got to be favourites for the extra time attempt, but it was the Chiefs. It was the Chiefs. They had a line break to get out of their own half. It looked like they were going to go like very bloody close, but the Canes' defence scrambled well, but the Chiefs were finally within drop goal range. New Zealand teams go for a drop goal. Yes, they do. D-Mac in the pocket, right in front, but Durns, that big bloody lump of a unit, gets in the way of the drop goal attempt, but he's only just able to get enough hands on it to deflect it, and it falls into the hands of Satiti, who pounces. He goes over for the try. That is the end of the game. No conversion needed. That is the super point done. The Chiefs get the win. Crazy, crazy finish to what was a pretty crazy game between the top two sides in the comp. You could argue that a draw would have been a more fair result, but that's the way she works out, and it was a cracking finish. Stats-wise, turnovers won finishes 8-11. That's a heck of a lot of turnovers for one game. Big defensive shifts. Both sides' tackle percentages are in the mid to high 80s, so very good in that regard. The lineouts are not great, but the wind is a big factor there. The Chiefs had the possession. The Chiefs had the territory. They had the post-contact meters. They had the line breaks. And eventually they had the winning try. Taukiaho 17 carries, Geordie Barrett 13 carries. These are each team's top carrier in terms of pure number of carries. D-Mac had a couple of line breaks. Geordie also had 17 tackles, but he did miss 4. Tupaia also missed 4. So some key guys who were highlighted in the preview had their kind of moments. It was hard to get go forward in this game. Kadefi made 18 tackles. Yeah, pretty crazy game. I was on the edge of my seat, even though I didn't have a horse in the race. But what a finish. The Chiefs will play the Drua next in Super Round down in Canterbury, and the Hurricanes will take on the Brumbies as their tough run-in to the final few rounds goes on. You guys let us know your thoughts on this one. Do you think the Canes should have had the thing in the bag before the kind of final 10 minutes? Or were the Chiefs good value for it, as the stats would suggest? Subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Good to see you here. Take care. Talk to you guys again soon. See you later.